All right, let's jump right in. We're often told the world is divided in a certain way, like it's the rich versus the poor, the haves versus the have-nots. But what if I told you that's not the real division, the one that actually shapes your life, your future? It's really all about the wills and the will-nots.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple when you think about it. On one side, you've got the wills. These are the people who are just willing to do whatever it takes. And on the other side, well, you've got the will-nots. They just aren't. See, the wills are all about achievement. They lift people up. The will-nots, they're complacent, and man, they just drain your energy. And that's a real danger here. If you're a will and you find yourself surrounded by will-nots, their whole vibe doesn't just stay over there. No, it bleeds over and it sucks the life right out of you.
So I want you to pause for a second. Seriously, ask yourself, which one am I? And maybe even more important than that, who am I surrounding myself with? Because I'm telling you, the answer to that second question, that could literally map out the rest of your life.
And this is where we get to the heart of the problem, right? This whole complacency thing, it's contagious. It's like a virus, and it just spreads from person to person. And the scary part is, you might not even know you've caught it until your dreams are already on life support.
I'll never forget this. A friend of mine once looked me dead in the eye and said this. Talk about a gut punch. It is one of the most honest and frankly most heartbreaking things you can ever hear. Think about it. You're pouring all your belief, all your energy into someone, and they just turn around and tell you they don't even want it for themselves. Listen to me. When someone tells you they don't want to win, believe them. You can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. It just doesn't work that way.
And look, let's get something straight. This isn't some fluffy, new age idea. We're not talking about crystals and auras here. Toxic energy is a real thing. It's that draining, distracting influence you feel from people who just don't want anything for themselves. And honestly, it is probably the single biggest reason most people never, ever reach their goals.
Here's a good way to picture it. Imagine someone just drops a piece of trash on the floor. What do most people do? They just step over it, right? Not my problem. Well, that exact attitude, that just let it lie mindset, that's how this stuff spreads. The takeaway here is huge. If your circle is full of people who are always making excuses, always complaining instead of doing, you can't help but soak up that energy. It happens without you even noticing.
Okay, so let's take that a step further, because we're not talking about some small, minor influence here. I mean it when I say this: show me your circle and I'll show you your future. The people you hang out with, they are literally drawing the map for where your life is going to go.
Just look at this. It lays it out perfectly. Let's say you're on fire. Your ambition is a 10 out of 10. But your crew, they're kind of coasting along at a 4 or a 5. Now here's the hard pill to swallow. You're not going to pull them up to your level. It's just gravity. They are absolutely going to pull you down to theirs. It's impossible to stay a 10 in an environment of 4s.
And this really gets to the why of it all. Think about it like chess. How do you get better at chess? Do you play against people you know you can beat every single time? No way. That just makes you lazy and weak. You get better by playing against someone who pushes you, who makes you think, who might even beat you. Well, guess what? Your life works the exact same way.
So this brings us to a real gut check question, and it might be a tough one. If you look around at your friends, at the people you spend the most time with, and you realize you're the most ambitious one in the group, you have to ask yourself, am I in the wrong circle? Is it maybe time to find a new game to play?
It's so easy to feel beaten down. Life throws punches, and sometimes you just want to stay on the mat. I get it. But let's shift gears and talk about what it looks like to have a truly unbreakable will. What happens when you're faced with something that seems absolutely impossible?
Let me tell you a quick story. There was this young man, he was the whole package. A real leader, an honor student. His future was so bright.
And then the unthinkable happened. He was at a party. He got shot in the head. Doctors had no idea if he'd make it, let alone recover. At that point, nobody would have blamed him for giving up. Nobody.
But he had this one thing, this one goal he just would not let go of. He was going to walk across that graduation stage. He was going to get his diploma, period. And you know what? He did it. Despite everything, despite an injury that would have broken most people. He showed up. He didn't make a single excuse, and when he finally walked across that stage, you can just imagine the entire place erupted, a standing ovation, for his will. So that brings the question right back to you, doesn't it? If that young man could show up for his dream after something like that, what's the excuse you're telling yourself?
What's the story you've cooked up that's stopping you from showing up for your dreams?
Okay, so this is where the rubber meets the road. It's time to get intentional. No more excuses. It's time to actually do something. To take real steps to protect that precious energy of yours and start building the life you say you want.
And I need you to hear this loud and clear. Your circumstances, they do not define you. You are not too old. You are not a failure. You are not the job you lost or the number in your bank account. Those are things that happened to you. They are not who you are.
Think I'm just saying that? Check out this stat. Did you know that 8 out of 10 millionaires have at some point been financially bankrupt? 8 out of 10. They didn't just get lucky, they got resilient. They understood that where you've been has nothing to do with where you're going.
So how do you get that strong? How do you build that muscle? It's actually a super simple two-step process. First, you just have to accept that you already have the capacity. It's in there. And second, you've got to be humble enough to ask for the help you need to build the skill. I mean, come on. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time, needed a coach. Asking for help isn't weak. It's what winners do.
And I want to leave you with this one last thought, because it is so, so important. You have got to have an agenda for your own life. You have to, because if you don't, I promise you, you will just end up being a character in someone else's story, helping them build their dreams.
So, it's time to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Protect your energy. Guard it, because there is greatness inside you. Now go be unstoppable.